Hi there, everyone. I'm Mayor Aquanetta Warren, and it's time for Mayor Monday. Now, I got friends with me this morning, and you'll never guess where we are. We got a tablecloth, we got good food, and a great owner. We're at the Red Hill Coffee Shop. That's right, and you're gonna see all the great things on the wall. Now, where is this place? Right in Fontana on Foothill. And Jimmy, can I just call you Jimmy today?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm so happy. So we got the owner here and the operator, and he does it all. He cooks everything, including he makes sure I have my Diet Coke and my coffee when I come in here. That's important to me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then you guys know this guy. This is our city manager, and he and I have breakfast in our meetings here. As you can see, he brought paperwork. I eat because I work. Is that the way it's set up?
That's the way it works, man.
Okay, so before we get into this, we want to talk about the World Series too, because when you talk about baseball, this gentleman here is an expert. So here's the question. Are you for the Dodgers?
Yes, ma'am, I am. I'm for the Dodgers. I actually worked for the Dodgers back in 1995 to 1996.
What?
I was an usher. I worked for the Santa Monica PD, and at the time they needed some security around the dugouts. So I had my own locker at Dodger Stadium, and it was wonderful, but my wife told me I needed to get a real job. And so we were about ready to get married, and so then I went on to do other things. But it was a wonderful, wonderful time. And the O'Malley's, it was owned by a family at the time.
Right.
So it was a wonderful, wonderful time in my life.
And I went to school with Eddie Murray, and I was there when he notarized his contract for the Dodgers. And I tell you, that was a big day at my high school.
He was a great player.
Great player.
So
Well,
go Dodgers.
I don't have anybody to argue because I know you a Dodger fan.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
I wish I had known that before we started this interview.
Oakland A's.
Okay, but now that the Dodgers are in the World Series,
Toronto Blue Jays.
you know what?
He's just mad because in 1988.
Still not over it.
Night from Dodger Stadium, where the
I
Dodgers
wasn't going
beat
to
the
bring that
A's
up, but since you guys
5-4.
went there, is that what happened?
It's exactly what happened.
Okay, we're gonna have to go back and look at that movie and talk about anxiety. You gave me anxiety with this.
I'm sorry.
Well, go Dodgers, and everybody better be watching the Dodgers that can't go to the World Series. I got X'd out because I can't go Friday, so here we are. That's another story. Okay, now let's get with it. People are always saying there's nowhere to hardly go in Fontana to eat. I don't know where they are because I find plenty of places.
There's lots of places in Fontana to eat.
That's right. So why don't you tell us about the history of this great place?
This location was opened in 1987 by my mom and my aunt. My mom and dad had opened the original one in the early 70s.
And that was in Upland.
Yeah, right there on
When
the
I worked
corner
in Upland, I was there at least
Foothill and
once a
Grove.
week.
It's not in the family anymore. We sold that one.
Okay.
And yeah, it's been great for our family. You know, then they started out, it was all women employees, the cooks, everything. And then over the years, that changed and
You diversified.
diversified.
Oh my goodness. Well, tell me, why are your pancakes big as this table usually?
We don't want you to go home hungry.
And you don't go home hungry. Trust me, I play with my food. It's the perfect place for me. So what about the omelets? Why are they so big?
Again, everything, back when they opened, there was really nothing in Cucamonga at the time. It was still Cucamonga. And my mom just wanted to start a place where they could come in, get full, enjoy your neighbors, and
Oh, wow.
that's,
And you know, if you ever come in here, especially on the weekends, it's like being with your family. You know, even my grandkids, because they make the pancakes, they look like little Mickey Mouses, and they just, when they come over on Saturday, can we go to Mickey Mouse? No, you cannot, but I'll take you to Red Hill Coffee Shop. But I call it cafe even sometimes.
yeah, and it's a coffee shop. A lot of people call it Red Hill Cafe.
Yeah. So tell me, what is your most famous person that may have come in here? Because I know a lot of people famous come in here.
In here, at this location, or
At
either
this
one?
location.
At this location, we've had Mark from Mark and Brian has been in here.
Wow.
Tommy Davis, an old Dodger, used to come in here and see
Yeah.
me before he passed away. He was a family friend, great guy. I can't think of the guy's name. He was the original guitar player from Quiet Riot.
Wow.
He was in here too within the last 6
And your
months.
pianist over here used to play with Sammy Hagar. I found that out.
Jerry Martin was in one of Sammy's original bands.
Isn't that
and
something?
there's even in his that Red Rocker book, there's pictures of Jerry. So.
Oh, wow. And he still comes in here and plays in the morning sometimes.
We have another gentleman, Henry, that used to walk to school with Sammy.
Really?
Yeah, they were next door neighbors.
Now, and I tell you, Sammy Hagar now with us with Stage Red, he's just become a household word
Yeah.
in Fontana.
Yeah, Henry actually flew down to Cabo for his 75th birthday party.
You're kidding. That is so cool. Well, see, what we're trying to show you in Fontana, there's so many different spots. Last week we were at a market, now we're at a coffee shop. And we want people to really start going to the places that count here in Fontana. Stop saying there's nowhere to eat. Open up your eyes as you're driving around. There are plenty of places to eat. So as you can see, I had a very big omelet. The bread is even big here. And
I
you know,
didn't like mine.
Matt was fighting with his food the whole time, but some kind of way I stopped him from licking the plate.
Yeah, it was good. It's a great way to start the day. Thanks, Jimmy.
You're welcome.
Well, now, since we've already introduced this great place, you guys can sit here through Mayor Monday updates. How's that, guys?
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
And thanks for joining me.
You bet.
Okay. The next area commander meeting will take place on Monday, November 3rd at the Jesse Turner Center, beginning at 6:30 p.m. Area commander meetings are an opportunity for you residents to provide input and voice any concerns. This is like the manager of your area. Tell them what's wrong. That's what we do at those meetings. Now, the number one concern is always going to be public safety, but any other subject is not off limits. Area 1 consists of all areas north of the 210. If you have any questions, please contact Amber Smith at asmith@fontanaca.gov. Next, there will be no city council meetings in November. The last council meeting for 2025 will take place on December 9th at 2 p.m. at the City Hall Council Chambers. Don't freak out, everybody. We're still in town. Email us, text us, come down the office, whatever you want to do, go on our website. We'll still take care of any issues you have. Quit waiting on the council meetings. Come talk to us. You can catch up with all past council meetings by visiting our YouTube page and watching the City Council highlights. They do a great job. Join us on Tuesday, November 11th at the Steelworkers Auditorium for the Veterans Day celebration. This event will honor the courageous men and women who have served and continue to serve our great country. The event will also recognize this year's winners of the Dr. Charles Kohler Writing and Art Contest. They will read their essay or poem expressing the theme of what Veterans Day means to me. These are our youths coming forward. The winners of the art contest portion will also take the stage to display their illustration of the theme of what a veteran is to me. We encourage you to join us in this meaningful tribute to our veterans and active duty members. For more information about Veterans Day celebration, call 909-349-6979 or just email events@fontanaca.gov. And just a heads up, city administrative offices will be closed on Tuesday, November 11th in observance of Veteran Day. Remember, business hours will resume on Wednesday, November 12th. Speaking of veteran activities, the 9/11 Memorial is almost done. Drive by. They're working on it every day. I can't wait for it to get finished, Matt.
Very nice.
Are you prepared in case of a disaster hits? Save the date for Saturday, November 8th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the upcoming LISTOS training, LISTOS training. This is a free event that will teach you how to protect your home and loved ones during emergencies. We've seen these weather changes. It's getting a little weird around here. This training session will be taught in English. You can register today by visiting Fontana LISTOS, LISTOS, Fall 2025 to eventbrite.com. Now, we're going to talk about art, and we're going to show you all the great artwork in this building. Particularly, what made you think of that? Is that somebody's old toys, or what happened?
They just wanted to try and get a 50s feeling
Well,
with
you
this
got it.
location. So the cars and the metal toys and the old pictures, and actually the building, this was originally the number 3 Baker's Burgers, and it ended right there, and there's a picture of the building on the wall there. And in the 70s, the rest of this was put on.
People do not realize just how historical Fontana is. But don't wait for this. Let's talk art. Be sure to stop by the Art Depot located at 16822 Spring Street to view its latest art installation featuring artwork from Safira Shulk. The featured artist showcase is free and is open to the public from Wednesday to Friday, 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. Fontana Arts invites the community to participate in an artist workshop led by this great artist. The workshop is scheduled for Saturday, November 15, 2025, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Art Depot Gallery. Now, you guys listen to me because I get tired of the emails. Nobody told me there was a limit. Spots for the workshop are limited, so registration is highly encouraged. You get there and it's too crowded, might not get in. So participants, please sign up at arts.fontanaca.gov. Her artwork will be on display until December 14th. For questions, just call us, 909-349-6975. You know, before I end today's episode, I want to wish everyone a safe and happy Halloween. Look, our kids are going to be out there in their costumes. They're not thinking about safety, but you have to. So please drive carefully during Halloween. And I want to thank everyone who came out this year for this year's fun Halloween events. From the pumpkin pazoo to pumpkins in the park. It was an unforgettable spooky season here in Fontana. You get it? Unforgettable spooky season. Well, that's all for this week. And remember, but before I do that, thank you, City Manager Matt.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Jimmy.
You're
Owner,
welcome.
operator, cook, great greeter at Red Hill Coffee Shop. Fontana together moves Fontana forward.